Morning, guys, from Nairobi, Kenya. I'm taking a nice hike here in the morning, and today I thought I would do a three-part series. And the first video, this is going to be how to protect yourself in all different ways overseas. And the first one is how I protect myself financially overseas, and what most guys ignore.
I'm tired of waiting here.
So stick around for today's video.
Got these plans stuck in my head. Southeast Asia calling me instead. Bangkok nights and Bali shores. Sick of dreaming, want something more. Pack your bags, don't hesitate.
Alright, guys, I thought it would be easier to talk if I found some place to sit. But yeah, I want to talk about protecting yourself financially overseas. Now, I've done videos like this before, but this is going to be a bit more in depth, I think, with a few more bits of knowledge that maybe other people don't think about. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I did make notes, so if it looks like I'm looking down, well, I occasionally do to look at my notes here. But I think the problem is when most people think about traveling overseas, they really just think about a few main things, and they're thinking about the flights, the hotels, the beaches. They're not really going any further than that on extra ways to protect themselves. And I'm also talking about living here, not just visiting overseas, but living overseas in particular. But you know what actually determines whether your trip is relaxing or stressful is how well you protect yourself financially. If you take these extra steps, I think you will be much happier in the long run. And if something happens, it doesn't have to ruin your trip or your day or your week or whatever. But, you know, I've traveled and lived abroad now for over 10 years. I can't believe it. It has been 10 years now. And I can tell you right now that most men don't get robbed with guns. When you hear about things that happen financially to guys, it's not robberies. It's nothing like that. They get robbed slowly. And how do they do that? Well, ATM issues, bank freezes, bad decisions, or trusting the wrong people. And so, like I said, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I set myself up and protect myself financially when traveling, and especially long-term living overseas. So we're not doing paranoia, no fear, just smart systems. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so never rely on one card or one account. If you follow this rule, you're going to be good. And rule number one for me, and you can take this say this a few different ways, but one card equals one problem away from disaster. So that could also mean one bank account, one credit card, one ATM card. I think you get the picture. And so I always travel with at least two debit cards from two different banks, at least two credit cards, and ideally, again, from different banks. If you have an issue with the bank, if you have two ATM debit cards from the same bank account, well, that doesn't really do you any good if they freeze your account. Or if you have a credit card and you have one from one bank and another from the same bank and you have an issue, well, it could carry over to the other card. So two separate banks is better. And I keep them in separate locations. And why? Well, because eventually an ATM will eat a card. It just happens. A bank will freeze something. Something will pop up on the radar and they'll freeze your account. Or you'll lose a wallet. And when that happens, I don't panic. I switch cards and I keep moving. And that's the difference between travelers who stress and travelers who enjoy the trip. So, in fact, I don't even carry all that with me. What I carry is maybe one bank ATM card, and then I have, like, on my phone, I'll have my Apple Pay, and that's pretty much it. And then I do have a second credit card that I'll put in the wallet sometimes. And the other set, the other bank, and the other credit card in my Wise account, I put all that in a separate location with luggage locked up. So I separate my money by purpose. So I don't keep all my money in one account. What I do is I use a daily spending account, a main account with most of my funds, and an emergency reserve that I don't touch. And so if something happens, skimming, scam, mistake, the damage is limited. And most financial disasters, I think, overseas happen because everything is connected. So got to be careful with that. I use low-risk cards for ATMs. So ATMs are the biggest risk point when traveling. So really, for the most part, I use my credit card, my cash rewards credit card, no overseas transaction fees, zero fraud liability. And the credit cards I recommend are linked in the description and also the pinned comment. But I use that always because it's much easier to have some kind of fraud on your credit card to dispute it than a chunk of money coming out of your bank account. But I never use my main savings account or card with high balances. I use a low balance debit card with withdrawal limits set. I actually lower my withdrawal limits. I can change it if I need to on my online app, but that's what I do. So worst case scenario, they get access to a small amount, not my life savings. And that's probably the one habit alone that's probably saved me thousands over the years. The next thing is I don't carry a lot of cash, but I always have some. Even right now, here in Kenya, I've got about 3,000 shilling, which is it's like $30 or something. I mean, it's less than $30. But cash is still king in many countries, especially like the Philippines. Now, here in Kenya, I have found that a lot of places don't want cash. They won't even accept cash. So I keep enough cash for 3 to 5 days, not in my wallet, but like maybe in my luggage back home. I'll keep a little bit with me. Small bills, and I stored separately from my wallet. Like I said, I just carry what I think I'll need for the day, and the rest stays back in the luggage. And the reason why I do that is because ATMs go down, internets go down, and machines aren't working today, but I never carry large stacks, and I think that just creates a new problem, especially when you're pulling out a large stack of cash. I used to see expats in the Philippines do that all the time, and I'd be like, they just pull it out even on the street to buy something. I'm like, what are you doing? You don't do that. It just creates new problems. So cash is a backup. It's not the plan. And the next thing is I control everything from my phone. So before I travel, I make sure I can freeze cards instantly, set withdrawal limits, turn international use on or off, get real-time notifications, and I have a smartwatch too, which is nice because I can be notified on the watch as well. And if something weird happens, I freeze the card in seconds. I don't panic, no scrambling around. If your bank app doesn't allow this, then you're traveling with outdated tools, in my opinion. By the way, I travel with 2 phones. One phone that I use with the local SIM, and then my second phone is my U.S. phone that I keep in the hotel or at home, connected over Wi-Fi for phone calls, OTP codes, things like that. I don't travel with that phone. I protect that phone like gold. Now, I never financially merge with anyone overseas. Another big mistake I think foreigners make. And I think it's a big one, especially for men. The hard rules: no shared accounts, no giving cards or pins, and no letting anyone manage my money. No large purchases in someone else's name. And if a relationship ends, I leave with my money, my accounts, and my freedom. And that's not being cold. I think that's just being experienced. Now, next one, I plan for medical and exit costs. These are 2 things that people ignore: medical emergencies and needing to leave fast. And I always assume wherever I go that I might need a sudden flight. I might need private care. I might need to change plans instantly. And so I keep accessible emergency funds, credit available, and a mental exit plan. And I think hope is not a plan, preparation is. So I also recommend travel medical insurance. It's worth it. Trust me. There's links in the description for that too. Next one, I don't flex money overseas, guys. One mistake I see all the time, I see the flashing of cash. Like I mentioned, I would see that in the Philippines all the time. Talking about income, another thing that foreigners love to do. Oh yeah, I do this, I do it. And sharing, total strangers that I meet sometimes to say, yeah, I make this exact amount from this and this. It's like, why would you tell me all that? I don't need to know. Just say you do fine. Overspending to impress. I see a lot of guys do that with the girls. So I live comfortably, but not loudly. The less people that know about your finances, the safer you are, and the more genuine relationships you attract. If you're flashing your money, you're attracting the wrong type of girls, guys. So listen, traveling overseas can be one of the best decisions of your life or one of the most stressful. And the difference isn't luck, it's systems. And if you protect your finances, you're going to move calmly, you think clearly, and you're going to enjoy the experience much more. So guys, if this video helped you, hit the like button, subscribe, drop a comment, and I'll see you in part 2 in how I protect myself from bad relationships overseas. See you in the next video. Ciao.
Got these plans stuck in my head. Southeast Asia calling me instead. Bangkok nights and Bali shores. Sick of dreaming, want something more. Pack your bags, don't hesitate. Gio, let's go before it's too late. Time keeps slipping away from us, keep living.